And it's over with a stunning first-round knockout. Jake Paul secures yet another swift stoppage, proving once again why he's earned the moniker of the problem child. Though he predicted a finish in the second round, Paul delivered a decisive victory one round earlier, showcasing an outstanding performance. The upcoming clash between boxing legend Mike Tyson and the young internet sensation Jake Paul has captivated fans worldwide. At 58 years old, Tyson is set to return to the ring in a fully sanctioned professional bout against Paul, creating a unique showdown of two vastly different eras in the sport. Fans eagerly anticipate the spectacle, where Tyson's legendary power will meet Paul's unconventional rise and ever-improving skills. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. The energy is palpable as Tyson demonstrates incredible commitment to rigorous training, defying the odds stacked against his age. Known in his prime for his devastating power and endurance, Tyson has embraced a disciplined regimen to prepare for this fight. Jane Kilroy, a longtime acquaintance of Tyson, marveled at his remarkable preparation, stating that Tyson's fitness level continues to defy expectations. "He's still got it," Kilroy said. "I've been watching his right hand for decades, and let me tell you, it's as sharp as ever." Mike still has speed and definitely hasn't lost his power. Meanwhile, Jake Paul enters the bout riding the momentum of his impressive first-round victory over Ryan Powell. Despite his achievements, many are quick to count Tyson out due to his age. Critics argue that Paul, now 28 years old and in his physical prime, holds the clear advantage with superior height, reach, and youth on his side. However, Tyson's supporters remind us of one crucial fact: power is the last attribute to fade in a fighter. While Tyson might appear slightly less fluid in movement, his technique remains solid, and his punches still pack a wallop. The anticipation surrounding this fight has been brewing for months. Beyond the action in the ring, the promotional events have been charged with drama. Tyson and Paul have faced off in heated exchanges during press conferences, fueling the excitement even further. Tyson didn't hold back when commenting on Paul's physique, boldly stating, "I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean, but he's fat and funky." These fiery remarks have only added to the intrigue, making this match one of the most talked about events in recent boxing history. Fans are buzzing with speculation about how Jake Paul will handle the verbal jabs thrown by boxing legend Mike Tyson. Paul's commitment to this high-stakes showdown became clear when he signed the contract earlier this year. Unlike an exhibition bout, this is a fully sanctioned contest that will be recorded on both fighters' professional records. This distinction underscores Paul's determination to transition from social media stardom to a legitimate boxing career. Signing the contract marked a pivotal moment in his journey, a bold step that bridges the gap between internet fame and traditional sports excellence. Paul's confident response to Tyson's provocations: "Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract, no problem. Saturday, July 20th, see you there, buddy," has only added fuel to the fire. The fight has attracted commentary from prominent figures, further amplifying the buzz. Among them, Jake's older brother, Logan Paul, has been vocal in both his support and his concern for Jake's safety. While backing his brother, Logan also acknowledged the potential dangers posed by Tyson's enduring power and experience. "Hey, no concerns more than normal, just nervous, that's about it," Logan shared candidly. "All fighters are nervous, all athletes are nervous. I'm not going to let anyone tell me that just because I'm nervous, I'm afraid. I've been nervous my whole career, and I've been very successful." These layered dynamics, Tyson's age-defying comeback, Paul's ambition to cement his credibility, and the emotional stakes voiced by close supporters, create an electric atmosphere. Fans, analysts, and even casual viewers are drawn into the narrative, eager to see how this collision of personalities and eras unfolds in the ring. "Mike, I'm going to be honest with you. I love you, Mike," Logan Paul said, his voice filled with concern. "Same here, and I'm really nervous for you," Tyson responded. Logan, clearly invested in both his brother's journey and Tyson's well-being, replied, "I care about you, Mike, and I care about my brother. I know the path he's on right now, and it's ruthless." Tyson, showing a rare vulnerability, acknowledged Logan's words. "Thank you for caring," Logan pressed on, his worry evident. "I just want you to be okay in there, Mike. I want you to take him seriously because Tyson cut him off sharply. I take him extremely serious. These people don't take him serious. Logan, realizing the gravity of the situation, shook his head. No, they don't, and that's a huge mistake. Jake's a real killer, Mike. He wanted to be a Navy SEAL before he started boxing, like back in high school. He wants to. Tyson was taken aback, his expression thoughtful. Be a Navy SEAL? Wanted to go kill people on behalf of his country. I think that's how you have to go into this fight, he reflected, before pausing. What do I know? But I just know Jake, man. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm going to be splendid, Tyson reassured him, brushing off the concern. I appreciate you worrying. Logan wasn't letting up, his tone filled with a mix of care and caution. Yeah, it's going to be a good night, man. But you're not the only person who cares, Mike. There's a lot of athletes and people who are worried. I saw KD last night, and he was saying, I don't want to talk about that fight. If something happens to Uncle Mike, it's not going to be fun. People are going to be angry. It's like a weird duality for Jake. If he loses, it's a huge problem. But if he beats Uncle Mike, Tyson took a deep breath, absorbing Logan's words. Many experts and fans are watching with a blend of admiration and caution, as this fight has generated intense debate in the boxing world. A reporter asked Tyson, is it hard for you when someone tells you that you should be fearful of any man, even someone like Jake Paul? Tyson's eyes hardened as he replied, Hey, I'm fearful. I'm fearful of my 13-year-old son. His voice grew more intense as he continued. What I've learned through 58 years of experience is that anyone is capable of killing you. I've lived my life, I've seen a lot, and I've learned that anyone is capable of killing you. You should be apprehensive with everyone. That's just the life I live. Anyone around me, anyone I know, is capable of killing you, even if I don't know you. That's how I see people. They're all capable of killing you. So, I don't sleep on anybody. I'm never overconfident with anyone in life. Tyson's words were not just a reflection of his combat experience, but also a reminder of the harsh realities he's faced in his long and tumultuous career. His caution and respect for his opponents remain unshaken, whether facing an opponent like Jake Paul or any other fighter. The conversation has sparked further intrigue as Tyson, despite his years, continues to be a physical force that demands respect. Joe Egan, a longtime friend of Tyson, has publicly praised Tyson's strength and agility, emphasizing that the boxing legend's power remains unmatched. Egan shared vivid memories of sparring with Tyson, underscoring that even at 58, Tyson's capabilities are still formidable. These constant reminders of Tyson's enduring power keep the boxing world on edge as the highly anticipated fight approaches. Joe Egan, a close friend of Mike Tyson, reflected on the extraordinary physicality and raw strength Tyson displayed even in his youth, noting that even now, few fighters compare. Yeah, the strongest I've ever known since I was 13, Egan remarked. This impressed the out of me. Nothing impresses me, you know? I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't lie. I was worried about him traveling here, traveling there. I can sleep now at night. This is great. Egan's words highlight the sheer power and endurance Tyson still possesses, even as time has passed. Tyson's strength is legendary, and his ability to maintain that form at 58 continues to awe those who have known him throughout his career. Tyson also reflected on a more personal level, pondering the passing of his mother at the age of 16 and how she might perceive him if she were to come back to life. My mother died when I was 16. I wonder if she came back to life. Would she know who I am? Her boy said my mother died at 16. If she came back to life, I wonder if she'd recognize me. Egan, understanding the weight of Tyson's words, responded gently, yeah, she would. She would. This intimate moment further emphasizes the depth of Tyson's character, showing that even in the midst of his legendary status, he still reflects on the personal aspects of his life that shaped him. Egan, having been there since Tyson's early days, expressed admiration for Tyson's ongoing discipline and strength. The difference between wisdom and knowledge is this. Knowledge is knowing, wisdom is doing, Tyson said with the insight he's gained over his career. Here's what I say. Yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery. Now I tell people, today is a gift. Tyson's words carry profound wisdom, especially when he talked about respect. Listen to me, Tyson continued. The present. You can have kids, they can love you, but they can mess up. But if they respect you, they don't mess up. Respect is everything. I don't want people to love me, I want them to respect me. People get jealous of you. Tyson's reflections on respect and legacy are not just motivational. They reveal a mindset that has carried him through the ups and downs of his career. However, Jake Paul's remarks during an interview about Tyson's late child stirred controversy and public backlash. His insensitive comment about Tyson's personal loss added a layer of personal tension to their already heated rivalry. This comment ignited public outrage, intensifying the scrutiny surrounding Jake Paul's behavior leading up to the fight. It seemed to cross a line for many, pushing the rivalry between Tyson and Paul into even more hostile territory. The fight, already a spectacle, now carries an additional weight of personal animosity, heightening the tension between the two fighters and guaranteeing that this showdown will be as much about raw emotion as it is about skill. So now, what was already an explosive matchup between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has grown even more fraught with controversy. With the media attention reaching new heights, the stakes have never been higher. Jake Paul's actions have drawn intense criticism, with many arguing that he crossed an unforgivable line by bringing up Tyson's late daughter. While Paul has built a career on trash talk and controversy, this time, he went too far. Tyson, known for his volatile past, has worked hard to control his temper and avoid reverting to his more animalistic instincts. But, as Joe Rogan pointed out, when you cross certain lines, like speaking ill of someone's deceased child, it triggers something in Tyson that could bring out the darker side of his personality. Tyson himself has admitted, sometimes, I feel like it because I don't want that person to come out. If he does, hell is coming with him, and it's not funny at all. Rogan, though sympathetic to the challenge Jake Paul faces, highlighted the seriousness of the situation. Look, I get that Jake Paul is used to just running his mouth with no consequences across the internet, but there are certain lines you do not cross. Talking about somebody's dead kid? That is that line. And I feel like Mike is the exact person who is going to teach him that lesson. Rogan, known for his own mixed martial arts expertise, acknowledged the considerable skills both men bring to the table. Despite the 30-year age gap, the fight will challenge each fighter in unique ways. Jake Paul has made significant strides as a fighter, transitioning from a YouTube personality to a legitimate boxer. Rogan was quick to point out that Paul's progress is undeniable. You knew from the time he was like 16 years old on YouTube, and you just saw him box, and you saw him knock out former UFC champions. You saw him beat legitimate boxers, or beat athletes, and beat a bunch of MMA fighters. You go, this kid can fight. He knows how to fight. Paul's ability to land punches with precision and execute a clean technique has also impressed Rogan. It's not nothing. What he's doing looks right. He's not sticking his head straight up in the air and winging punches with his eyes closed. He's fighting well. He looks good. The fact that Paul is taking on Tyson, despite Tyson being 57, shows that Paul's confidence and willingness to gamble on Tyson's aging abilities are a key part of his strategy. However, as Rogan notes, the real danger lies in the Tyson of old, the terrifying, undefeated force that dominated the ring in his prime. That's what he's doing. The gamble is that there's not a expletive chance in hell that Jake Paul would survive against the Mike Tyson that beat Marvis Frazier. Rogan went on to reminisce about the brutal knockout of Marvis Frazier, a fight that stands as one of Tyson's finest moments. Have you ever watched that fight? It's my favorite Mike Tyson fight because that was Mike Tyson before he won the title. It was on ABC's Wide World of Sports, and Joe Frazier had been talking about how, if he were in his prime, he'd beat Tyson. The fight was an execution, a glimpse of Tyson's brutal prowess in his youth. Rogan couldn't help but admire Tyson's raw skill, adding, Tyson in his prime. When he was expletive, terrifying, he was so fast, and he was bobbing and weaving. You couldn't hit him. He was just coming at you, and he was young. Only 20 years old at the time. He couldn't be stopped. No one had the solution. Rogan's analysis reflects the real challenge Paul faces. While Paul's youth and physicality are advantages, Tyson's prime form, a machine-like fighter with unmatchable speed and power. remains etched in boxing history. I submit that Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson that won the title against Trevor Berbick, the Mike Tyson that beat Larry Holmes. I think that Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think anybody, expletive, with him, Rogan said. In the end, Tyson's past as a dominant force in boxing and Jake Paul's brash, unpredictable nature make this fight more than just a sporting event. It's a collision of personalities and eras, with deep personal stakes for both fighters. It's not just about skill. It's about the respect, the rivalry, and the personal histories that have led them here. Mike Tyson has made it clear that he believes Jake Paul may be underestimating him because of the 30-year age gap. Tyson feels that Paul's confidence could be rooted in the belief that his youth and stamina will outlast Tyson's experience and endurance. Tyson's comments reflect an underlying confidence in his own preparation, revealing that despite Paul's youthful energy, Tyson believes his years of experience could tilt the scales in his favor. I don't think he's taking it serious. I'm sorry, I don't believe Jake has taken this seriously, Tyson remarked. When asked why he feels this way, Tyson explained, I think he believes he's the young guy, and I'm the retirement child or whatever they may think I am. They think this is going to be an easy touch. This is where Tyson's experience shines through. He was then asked what motivated him to take on this challenge despite his age. Because I can, and I'm going to be successful doing it. And it's easy. However, Tyson's training doesn't look easy at all. It's grueling and intense, with the legendary fighter enduring tough workouts that test his body to the limit. As Tyson himself put it, training is hell, but the fights are always easier than training. This mindset speaks volumes about Tyson's mentality, where he is willing to push through the toughest conditions to be ready for the fight, knowing the real challenge comes inside the ring. The nickname Iron Mike is synonymous with Tyson's legacy of power and resilience. Fans respect his presence in the ring, and many believe that Tyson's reputation as a relentless fighter will command the same respect it always has. Tyson's legacy as one of the most fearsome boxers in history is undeniable, and this fight, against Jake Paul, who's only in his second professional bout, presents an intriguing clash of eras. At 58, Tyson's career may have seen both peaks and valleys, but his fighting spirit is as strong as ever. On the other hand, Jake Paul, known as the problem child, has made the jump from YouTube stardom to professional boxing. He holds a 1-1 record in the ring, with one knockout victory. This fight is a major step for Paul, but many wonder whether his inexperience will be his downfall against someone of Tyson's caliber. The fight itself has added intensity due to its official status and the absence of headgear. This is a full-fledged professional boxing match, set for 8 rounds, with no head protection, making it more dangerous and authentic. The absence of headgear is in line with standard boxing rules, increasing the stakes for both fighters. Whether it favors Tyson's raw power or Paul's endurance is still to be seen. There has been some confusion regarding the rules of the fight, especially regarding the headgear issue. To clarify, Jake Paul will not be wearing headgear, and there's no possibility of him tapping in his brother Logan Paul to substitute during the fight. There are also questions still pending from the Texas Commission, especially concerning whether this fight will officially count as a professional match. As of now, the fight will use 18-ounce gloves, but the final approval from the commission is still awaited. With the stakes high and the rules now set, this is not just a spectacle. It's a legitimate fight between two figures from different realms, each with their own personal motivations and ambitions. Whether Tyson can show he still has the power and skill to dominate, or whether Paul can prove his worth as a legitimate boxer, remains to be seen. But fans are eagerly anticipating what will surely be a historic matchup. The upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has generated significant controversy and mixed opinions. At the heart of the discussion is the fact that Tyson, at 58 years old, will be facing a much younger Jake Paul, who is 27. Tyson's birthday falls between now and the planned fight in July, adding another layer of intrigue and raising concerns about the physical toll this fight might take on the legendary boxer. Tyson's age and health have led to increased scrutiny, with some critics questioning whether it is right for him to be fighting at this stage in his life. Despite facing health tests to ensure his brain and heart are fit for the bout, the fight could end up being classified as an exhibition match rather than a full-scale professional fight. Changes to the rules have further complicated matters. If the fight does go forward, Tyson and Paul will wear 16-ounce gloves instead of the standard 10-ounce gloves, and each round will last only 2 minutes rather than the usual 3. Additionally, there will be no official judges scoring the fight, and a winner will only be declared if one fighter is knocked out. These adjustments have sparked dissatisfaction among fans, many of whom feel that the excitement and legitimacy of the fight are being undermined. The idea of an exhibition fight, without official scoring or a clear winner, has led some to question the purpose of the match. While it's undeniable that Tyson's star power still draws attention, some fans believe that a fight against a non-traditional boxer like Jake Paul doesn't do justice to Tyson's legendary status. Critics argue that Tyson, as an icon of the sport, should avoid taking part in what could be seen as a financially motivated spectacle, diminishing his legacy. Many worry that such a match could tarnish the achievements of a man who once ruled the heavyweight division. There's also a more personal aspect to this conversation, with some fans expressing sadness that Tyson, at 58, is returning to the ring for financial reasons. While Tyson himself has stated that he's doing it because he believes he can succeed, there are those who feel that Tyson, a boxing legend, should be enjoying his retirement rather than fighting for a paycheck. Some critics have pointed out that while Tyson is being offered a substantial amount of money for the fight, it's disheartening to think that someone of his stature might be lured back into the ring for financial gain. This sentiment was echoed by one commenter who shared on Instagram, expressing concern for Tyson's health and well-being. Though no disrespect to Tyson is intended, many feel that someone of his status should not be bought to fight for money, especially when considering the risks involved. One critic even suggested that, while he might not have the same wealth as Tyson, he would turn down an offer of millions to fight Jake Paul out of concern for his health and family. This comment reflects a broader concern for the well-being of athletes, particularly when they are at an age where retirement should be the priority. This debate about whether Tyson should be fighting at his age, whether it's about the money, and whether it risks damaging his legacy, has only added fuel to the fire of this highly anticipated yet controversial match. Whether you agree with Tyson's decision to fight or not, one thing is clear. This matchup between the aging legend and the rising YouTube star has captured the public's attention, and fans are split on whether it's a fight worth watching or an unfortunate spectacle. Tyson's comments about Jake Paul's physique, calling him fat and funky, have certainly intensified the pre-fight tension, drawing attention to the contrast between Tyson's legendary strength and Paul's conditioning. Tyson's critique highlights his belief that Paul, as a fighter, should have a more chiseled, lean and mean body, especially in a sport like boxing. Tyson's direct approach is nothing new for him. It's part of his fiery, confident persona that has always been a hallmark of his career. Jake Paul's response to Tyson's criticism was bold, claiming that he would end Tyson quicker than Buster Douglas did. This is a brash but calculated psychological tactic designed to rile Tyson and assert his own confidence heading into the fight. Paul's remark about loving Tyson like a father loves his son adds a layer of respect, but it's also a way to manipulate the narrative, portraying himself as respectful but ready to go to war. His comments show that he's well aware of Tyson's legacy and raw power but isn't intimidated. When people talk about Tyson needing to knock Paul out early, they are focusing on the obvious physical advantage Tyson has in terms of power and experience. Tyson, at 58, is still seen as a formidable puncher, and there's a widespread belief that if Paul can survive the early rounds, Tyson's stamina could be a concern. On the other hand, Paul's critics point out that he hasn't faced anyone on Tyson's level before, and that if Tyson doesn't finish the fight quickly, he might struggle as the rounds progress. Jake Paul's recognition of Tyson's power, calling him the strongest puncher he's ever been in the ring with, is a testament to the respect he has for Tyson's abilities. This statement might be an effort to play down the brash, cocky persona he's known for, while also acknowledging Tyson's boxing legacy. But, as Paul mentions, many people still underestimate him, thinking that his past victories over older fighters like Anderson Silva and Nick Diaz don't count for much. Paul sees himself as a rising force in the sport, and he believes that Tyson, despite his legendary status, may be underestimating him. Joe Egan's stories from their sparring days serve as a reminder of how terrifying Tyson's punch was, even when he was younger. Egan's admiration for Tyson's power in the ring only reinforces the image of Tyson as a fighter who could knock out anyone in his prime. This legacy looms large over the fight, but Paul is confident that he has the tools to compete. Even against someone as intimidating as Tyson, the fight is shaping up to be a clash of generations and styles. Tyson with his raw power and experience, and Paul with his youth and determination to prove himself in the sport. As we get closer to fight night, it's clear that both fighters are mentally preparing for a grueling battle, each with their own set of psychological tactics to try to get inside the other's head. The world will be watching to see if Paul can back up his confidence and take down a legend, or if Tyson can prove that, even at 58, he's still the man to beat. The accounts of Mike Tyson's skill and strength, particularly from those who sparred with him during his prime, paint a picture of a fighter who was nothing short of extraordinary. The recollections of George Egan, who trained with Tyson at a young age, vividly describe the awe and fear he felt when first encountering Tyson's physical transformation. Egan was accustomed to Tyson as a young sparring partner, but when Tyson stripped down to reveal his muscles and physique, it became clear that Tyson was not just any 17-year-old fighter, he was already a force to be reckoned with. Egan's recollection of the intense sparring sessions highlights just how much punishment Tyson was capable of dishing out, even at such a young age. Egan admits to being overwhelmed by Tyson's raw power, and the physical toll those sessions took on him was intense. However, there was a psychological aspect to it as well. Egan credits Tyson's brutal training with teaching him mental fortitude. If he could survive Tyson's punishment, he felt he could take on anything. This level of resilience and toughness is a hallmark of what made Tyson so feared in the ring. What's also interesting is the relationship Tyson had with those around him, such as Egan's mother, with whom Tyson had regular conversations, showing a caring side despite the violence he would unleash in the gym. This juxtaposition between Tyson's tenderness outside the ring and his ferocity inside it only adds to the legend of the fighter. Tyson's interactions with other boxing legends, like Sugar Ray Leonard, also showcase his desire to prove himself and his deep respect for the greats of the sport. When Leonard visited the gym, Tyson wanted to show off, and his savagery in sparring that day left an impression on everyone present. Even as Tyson continues to train and prepare for upcoming matches, the footage of his sessions demonstrates that his technique remains sharp, with his signature moves still as effective as ever. Tyson's enduring skill and power are undeniable, and his ability to drop sparring partners with his precision punches serves as a reminder of the immense force he can still bring into the ring. These stories and clips serve as a testament to the incredible legacy Tyson has built in boxing. A legacy defined not only by his brute strength, but also by the technical mastery that made him one of the most dangerous fighters of all time. Roy Jones Jr.'s comments about Mike Tyson's undiminished power in their 2020 exhibition are a clear indication of Tyson's continued physical strength and ability to deliver devastating punches. Jones, a seasoned fighter with his own impressive career, admitted that Tyson is still the strongest puncher he has ever faced, even in his 50s. He recalls how the first time Tyson hit him during their exhibition, his chest felt like it had been struck by a mule, showcasing just how potent Tyson's punches still are. This makes the upcoming fight between Tyson and Jake Paul even more intriguing, especially considering Paul's relative lack of experience in dealing with such raw power. Jones's comments also suggest that Tyson wasn't going all out in their exhibition, particularly when it came to headshots. They were told not to target each other's heads, which is a key piece of information that sheds light on how hard Tyson can still hit. Despite the exhibition's controlled environment, Tyson still managed to land some brutal body shots. This speaks volumes about Tyson's still ferocious training and the type of power he can bring to any fight. The reference to Jake Paul's size also adds a layer of complexity to the fight. At 230 pounds, Jake Paul is no lightweight, and his size could be a factor in this matchup. However, the physicality of Tyson's punches, combined with his experience and technique, might still be too much for Paul to handle, despite his own confidence and speed. The question remains whether Paul can endure Tyson's power, especially if Tyson connects cleanly on the chin. With the stakes high, this exhibition of skill and power promises to be a spectacle that fans won't want to miss.